Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Round Table Qualifier Tournament. We are here with one of our final two matches of the entire tournament. We've got our losers finals right now. xootynator versus mcy4. I'll be your host and analyst today, Chillier Bear. I'll be joined by my lovely co-caster, Tykani. How are we doing this morning?
I am doing well. How are you, Chillier?
I am doing great. Early morning match, fired up, ready to go, and I'm excited for the gameplay we're about to see. These are two extremely impressive players.
For sure. We've seen mcy4 have an absolutely wonderful tournament so far, I've got to say. Last night, I was just kind of digging through all the VODs of his gameplay throughout this tournament. It's absolutely impressive, and I'm really excited to see what he can do against Zooty here.
Absolutely. mcy4, I think maybe a little bit of a surprise here in the losers finals. I think there's a lot of extremely strong tournament players that could have made it here. And, the spot ended up being swiped away by mcy4. xootynator, not as much of a surprise at all. She has consistently been one of the most impressive tournament players on the team right now. And, with her attendance here, really not that much of a surprise. I think she's really well for herself.
For sure. It'll be exciting to see. I don't think xootynator would... I would have put Zooty easily winning this a month ago, but we've seen mcy4 make some developments that I think absolutely put him in contest. We saw that Malashevsky match. Every map was close. And I think that's going to be a lot more of a threat for xootynator than it was for Malashevsky. So we could end up seeing an mcy4 win today, which isn't really easily said that much.
No, I definitely agree. Hopefully I get my microphone fixed there. Sorry about underwater times. I'm making everyone's ears lose it. But, I think we have a lot to look forward to in this match. I think that there is a lot of open picks and avenues that both of these players should be able to work their way through confidently. I think mcy4 has a lot of availability in the speed pool, some of the higher approach rating and tapping-based maps. And xootynator, obviously, she's got her aim skill set, she's got the hidden, she's got the hard rock, a lot of consistency across the board. I think that's something that we've seen her work with a lot in this tournament. I think she's going to try and go back to that today. That's a good avenue for her to maybe potentially pick up a win here and then go back up and face Ristel in that winner's bracket.
100%. Who do you think is going to win on tech today?
That's a tough one, really. I do actually like that kind of question because based on mcy4's match with Pilot, there's a lot of potential between those two strong tech players, as well as we saw Bartek play earlier in the previous weeks as well, another strong tech player on these maps. So it is a lot of back and forth. xootynator has traditionally been good across the board, but I think her tech has been maybe focused on a little bit less as of recent. There hasn't been as much focus on her ability to play through those kind of awkward maps. We've seen the density low aim hit pick, I think is the closest we've seen to her probably trying out that avenue. But other than that, I think it leaves maybe an open opportunity for her this match to try and find something.
Absolutely. Time will only tell, though. We're kind of just waiting for xootynator to show up in the lobby. It is not quite the time yet.
Try and get something going for you all here. I think that when you have players of this caliber in a loser's bracket finals match, it really leaves a lot to be said for what the scores we're going to be seeing in this match are. Of course, we've got the last chance bracket up on your screen right now. This is the current list of players that exist to potentially secure a second spot in the qualifying tournament.
Yeah. This redemption bracket is going to be terrifying. I think especially once the remaining players are placed in it, whether it be Zooty, mcy4, or Malashevsky even, somewhere in this bracket. I'm really excited to see what this ends up looking like. It's going to be terrifying, especially for the players in the back and Endry and Bartek trying to make their climb all the way up.
Yeah, the The big climb is from the last chance bracket is a big point of contention, I think, for a lot of these players in here. There is some strong competition throughout this main bracket. Obviously, only the remaining top players are going to be able to make it through to that second spot, and it is something that I think a lot of the players are trying to, aspire to be at this level of tournament play. And it is, what I would consider potentially the best of the best in terms of a 1v1 skill in this tournament that's left over here, especially in that last chance bracket. I think we full well know xootynator, mcy4, and Malashevsky all up there in terms of the overall skill and ability to play this pool. And then that last chance bracket is really just going to be an entirely second set of super impressive players going out there.
100%. Now, finally getting into the picks and ban phase. Just waiting to see what xootynator's first ban is. Chili, what do you think it's going to be?
I'm looking for speed. There is absolutely no reason for some speed bans to not come out of xootynator here. She's going to opt up for the hidden 2 to start, though, so it's going to be no-show Sakuretsu Girl, which is maybe a little bit out there for something that we expected her to ban first, but definitely not out of the question. mcy4 is a fantastic reading player, and at this difficulty, it's a good avenue to go for. She's going to go for the DT4 as well. We kind of mentioned this techie flow aim style DT is really where mcy4 is amazing at, so something she wants to avoid. And of course, the double aim ban from mcy, there is really no surprise there. The no mod 1, the hidden 1, this is where Zooty is the strongest. She is absolutely going to give zero leeway in either of those categories, so the chances of mcy4 picking up a map there is almost nothing. I would say, at least on a good day for xootynator. It's going to be the no mod 2 to start us off from mcy4. The stream pick. This is something that Zooty may struggle a little bit more with than previous weeks. We went up in BPM to 215 this week. This is an extremely difficult grand finals pool by any standards. If even open rank 1v1s in the past have generally not hit this level of difficulty. So we're really looking for the top of the line plays right now. As we get into the start of this no mod 2, we can already see an early confidence from mcy4 based on the accuracy alone.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of first pick I would want someone to pick against xootynator. It's really good. She's not completely out of the running, but this is something that she does struggle on just a little bit, and the length is going to bring that out, I think, with 3 minutes long of just a lot of these 215 BPM streams. I worry for xootynator a bit on this pick.
I agree. She traditionally has not been the highest skilled, or rather at least known for her super high BPM stamina.
We're playing on Score V1.
We are playing on Score V1. That is the thing that is currently happening right now. We are going to maybe potentially get the abort here. Looks like we got it maybe a little bit late, middle of the map here. Bancho maybe not getting a full track of the commands being set through here, but we will get everything all situated here for you all really quickly. Bancho doesn't always respond first try to MP commands, given certain server load and lag, so we are seeing one of those scenarios. Certainly not the first time this has happened. We're going to get right back into this first pick for mcy4. Maybe give xootynator a chance to improve on that accuracy drop at the beginning of the map. We actually saw both of these players start to even out a little bit towards that, high 97s as we progress through the map here. So if Zooty can maybe correct her accuracy drop at the beginning, she could have a little bit of an advantage here, actually.
Yeah, it looks like she's doing that so far.
Yeah, good start. Amy start to this map.
Yeah, this map does have the occasional aim jump scare to it.
See, as we get into the longer streams here, obviously, as the map progresses, it gives mcy4 a chance to improve the accuracy from that last playthrough as well. Maybe not entirely comfortable with, just straight jumping into 215 BPM, which is completely understandable for any player here. But it does look like xootynator is going to have a slight accuracy lead here, but this map does pick up in stamina towards the latter half of it, so I do expect one of these players to potentially either find a miss aim at this 215 with the velocities of the streams, or maybe even run out of stamina on either side. It's fully possible as we get into the harder section of the map here. We've got the first of our kind of longer stream sections coming up right now. xootynator's dropping a lot of accuracy on this. This is what I'm talking about. The stamina maybe running out. mcy4 actually going to be the one to find a break. xootynator's act drop doesn't actually mean quite as much now, despite the fact that she's sitting at 93% accuracy and completely mashed through that section. She is holding the full combo.
Yeah, mcy4 didn't build up enough of a score lead for it to matter too much, and you're seeing the line get closer and closer to Zooty. That act lead is barely keeping her away, but it's not going to do that for long.
This act is going to be a big point of contention for both of these two players here, because as xootynator's accuracy goes up, her score gain exponentially increases. The only reason it's so close right now is because her accuracy is so low. The second that starts to raise, you know, she hits 95% accuracy potentially, this becomes extremely out of reach for mcy4. He finds another break on a slider, but xootynator finds a significant number of misses there, which is going to give mcy4 a huge avenue back into this pick, and there's the entire jump section. mcy4 is actually able to combo that out. It's only 25,000 score maybe between the two players right now. mcy4 can bring this back at the ending.
mcy4 just has to hold. He just has to have confidence. There's a score lead flip. We're in the last quarter now. There's a break though. It's got to stay close, but does it change this? What?
Last big stream, mcy4 finding chain misses, xootynator finding 50s and misses everywhere. Neither of these players are able to confidently play through this extremely difficult section of the map, and there's almost nothing we can do at the end of the map except hope that one player doesn't chain miss their way to a loss. It's mcy4, 14k in the lead right now, 10% accuracy, but will the miscount potentially throw it away at the ending? mcy4 can't seem to hold a combo. It's going to be so close into the last few streams right here. mcy4 chain missing once again. Oh no. Oh my goodness, and mcy4 comes out on top. 4,000 score, less than 4,000, 3.5k into the ending streams of that map. mcy4 and xootynator both not able to hold a single bit of combo into the ending there. xootynator almost winning on a 400 plus combo lead at the start of the map. Not quite enough with that 83 misses.
Oh, I love a first pick like that. A 4,000 point difference was all that set apart. Sorry, 3,500 actually. It was as close as a first pick could be, and I love that. And we'll see what xootynator can come back with.
It's going to be interesting to see what she responds with. It's going to be the Hard Rock one, so she's going to go for one of the two remaining pure aim picks here. Obviously, Tsukinami, an extremely high BPM DT1, maybe something she wants to leave for a little bit later. Potentially something that mcy4 could go for as a pick, being that high BPM. But the Hard Rock one, not going to be a huge issue for xootynator here. You know, if you've seen Barking Mad Dog, 8 maps in tournaments, dozens of times, surely. And this is exactly what xootynator is strong at. This high BPM, high intensity, large spacing jump patterning maps here. 210 BPM, completely standard for Barking Mad Dog. There is absolutely nothing out of the ordinary here. And you know, xootynator finding anything short of an amazing play on this is probably off the books right now. She looks pretty good on the beginning of the Nomad too, really held up well on the stamina. So I imagine her own pick and her own skill set here is really going to be good for her right now. But mcy4 could break out some crazy aim like we saw last week.
Absolutely. Only time will tell though.
Section at the beginning of the map here. Going to start it off relatively simple here. Not to say that these are small jumps. These are actually quite large, you know, despite what the stream shows, especially at this circle size. You know, you start to hit CS 5.2. It becomes a little bit more difficult when you increase the spacing, and you got to watch out for these sliders as well. Really does implement, you know, some slight precision into things with this big aim here. But mcy4 is going to be the one to find the first break in the first quarter of the map here. xootynator now going to take an early lead, a second break for mcy4, just not quite able to handle these extra large jumps here. xootynator super comfortable with these fast slider patterns, as well as these cross screen jumps and square patterns as well. No misses on those either. She is ready to aim today. 99.45% accuracy, and climbing mcy4 sitting at 98. Already looking good for xootynator on her Hard Rock 1 pick.
Yeah, mcy4 having a bit of struggles. We've already seen a couple different points where he's missed, and xootynator just is not looking like she's going to. I mean, first Ki is already over, second Ki is basically a carbon copy, and I really just don't see where xootynator's gonna miss on that. That said, there is a really weird 1/3 stream right after the second Ki that I'm kind of concerned for both players. Because it would be very bad if either missed on it, because they capped their score pretty damn hard.
I completely agree. And Barking Mad Dog definitely has a tendency to put in that super large diff spike towards the latter half of the maps. If you played any of his maps here, we're looking for a little bit of a 1/3 section here. No breaks on that square could potentially catch either of these players off guard with one of these dense sections here. But both of them hitting the accelerating stream too.
That was the part I was a little scared about. That little change to the 1/3 is always so weird.
Big jump section here potentially coming up. Any misses on this high intensity section? Zooty drops a couple of hundreds there. We got a slowdown section into the last part of the map here. And like I said, you know, at the beginning of this pick, it's pretty off the books to not expect something close to an FC, if not an FC from xootynator on a Hard Rock 1, especially with how she looked on the Nomad 2, something that she's, you know, generally pretty much less comfortable with here. Gonna hit the 1/3 slider section as well. Both players actually make it through it. mcy4 doing a great job of matching the combo with the latter half of this map here. Unfortunately for him, it really just isn't going to matter. xootynator is unrelenting in the aim in this tournament. There's absolutely nothing you can do to take her down with these aim patterns. And she's going to miss the last node of the square, and she's actually going to over-aim the stream because of it. Well, she will not be pulling out the FC today, but something pretty damn close to it. 965,000 plus score for xootynator, and mcy4 going to be losing by about half, actually, of xootynator's score. Significantly more dominant pick from xootynator than that first map from mcy4 looked, with only a 3.5k difference.
Yeah, that's the kind of first pick that I feel like, actually expect, compared to that Nomad 2 first pick that came so close. That was absolutely just a xootynator map. That's exactly why mcy4 has been banning aim. It's exactly what xootynator was always going to win on.
We got a little bit of Nomad 6 action going out here. It's mcy4 going for the gimmick map. It's the Pennec Mad Piano Party pick here. This is an extremely difficult gimmicky density style, kind of reading-based even, Nomad 6, which, definitely favors mcy4. We saw the hidden 2-ban come out of xootynator. She's clearly afraid of what mcy4 is able to do on these reading style gimmick picks in here. So I expect this to be a pretty confident one. Coming out for the second pick here. I don't know. I mean, have you seen any notable confidence differences in the picking strategies between these two players yet?
I feel like it hasn't been long enough. I want to see what it comes down to when Zooty can't just pick XX1. I think that will really show the level of confidence between players right there, is what happens after the A maps are out of the way.
No, I definitely agree. We're getting into the start of this pick here, and both players remaining relatively close to one another. xootynator found a really early miss, and mcy4 does have to be careful, because even though this is an AR8 density pick, xootynator is extremely good at these kind of, flow, aimy cursor control picks in here. And there it is. There's the break from mcy4, and xootynator confidently able to make it through these dense flow aim reading patterns. And here she's clearly done her homework, practiced this map. And mcy4 with an unfortunate miss aim on a few of these patterns, and the wiggles here is letting this go right now. And this is kind of what I was trying to allude to with the confidence here. Both of mcy4's picks have been highly contested between these two players so far, whereas xootynator's Hard Rock 1 pick was completely one-sided from the beginning of the map. A little bit worried for the remainder of this match potentially, but there's still plenty left to be seen right now. mcy4 could potentially still win this map if xootynator finds a massive chain miss on one of these patterns here. She finds a little bit of a break there. mcy4 does not trade it out, which is an opportunity for this score lead to go back here at the ending. And there's the chain miss from xootynator that mcy4 was hoping for as he takes the score lead.
Exactly what he needed, but he does have to hold. There's still a quarter of the map left. It's not over. xootynator can get back in the game if mcy4 misses, but another miss from xootynator not going to inspire much confidence.
Big flowing pattern at the ending here. High intensity mcy4 and xootynator both finding chain misses. Zooty finding a significantly higher number of them. And that's just going to solidify it for mcy4 into the ending of this pick here. Just able to keep that miss count significantly lower. And it's about 100,000 score lead for mcy4 at the ending on pretty much what I would consider miss count alone. Relatively similar accuracy, almost the exact same combo between the two players. It really is just that score loss on the side of xootynator in the latter half of the map. And mcy4 a little bit more confident on that second pick there into the No Mod 6. 100,000 score, significantly more comfortable than 3.5k.
All right, and there's the immediate DT1 return pick. Now, Zooty got a score on this map recently, and I imagine that alone is why she would pick it.
Yeah, the xootynator, quintessential aim player here. That's certainly what DT1 focuses on, but you get this level of DT1, you've got high AR, you've got high intensity tapping as well. A lot of triple bursts in this map. It's kind of a speed pick, honestly, in some senses. This is an extremely fast map. And normally we talk about xootynator maybe not being the top of the field for speed, but this is aim speed. This is what she's good at. You know, xootynator, I think, maybe really started to show up on the aim scene with, you know, scores on even maps like Union, Double Time Hidden, and this map kind of falls under what I would say kind of a similar difficulty range as a map like that. mcy4 is certainly no shortage of DT speed or aim here by any means. Going to take a little bit of an act drop at the beginning, but it's going to matter almost nothing towards the ending parts of this map as we get into some of the higher intensity sections here. 270 BPM on this DT1. That is extremely high BPM for an easy ending.
100%, but Zooty's been grinding that speed, and she's been showing it with a score V1, albeit FC on Tsukinami DT with no hidden, actually her only non-hidden top play in general. And mcy4 finding an early break. Talked about xootynator FCing Tsukinami, and she still is. mcy4 isn't anymore. He needs xootynator to break now.
xootynator hitting the first big jump section of the map, super fast burst there. We've got a big difficulty spike coming here right before another chorus section of the map. Big ki jumps coming up right now. Will xootynator make it through? And she does. She shows us exactly how comfortable she is on this high intensity, high BPM aim pick right now. And mcy4 is getting absolutely shut out of another aim pick here. 99.52% accuracy halfway through Tsukinami. She drops a couple hundreds there. We do have a pretty difficult speed up section coming after the halfway point of the map. She's got to make it through another big jump section, and she does over aim one of the middle left-hand jumps, but she has done a significant amount of damage to the score line between these two players. mcy4 has a combo right now, but needs to hold it for a while. And misses the big jump section. It's going to be xootynator to hold through it once again. She looks confident on her own pick. Going to be another break from mcy4. Really just waiting to see what happens in the speed up section of this map, with the kind of a almost tapping gated section after this jump section coming up right about now. A little bit more burst heavy, a little bit longer on the streams here. You know, still a couple jumps mixed in with this section. Again, primarily an aim pick overall here. We've got another spike coming at the end of this section again as well. High intensity jumps into some triple slowdown section now. Don't miss aim any of these fast, snappy 1-2 jumps here. Both players a little bit of a calm section right now before the final ki. Here we go. xootynator hits it. mcy4 doesn't. Leaves almost nothing left at the end of the pick here, and it looks to be xootynator once again on another aim map.
I feel like she's playing so amazing on this. It's just the one miss on those triangle jump sets, the second PI. And she's hitting all of that! She missed right at
the end, no! xootynator almost making it through. The end of Tsukinami there. Cooking through some of those big jump sections, almost hitting the ending spike there. And that is what I believe is either a 2 miss or a 3 miss from xootynator. I only saw a 2. And it was a 2 miss, 1 slider break for xootynator, FCing almost half of Tsukinami in tournament match. mcy4 just having so much more trouble on that than xootynator. 70 100s, 11 misses, 95% accuracy, higher than 3% ac lead from xootynator, and she makes an aim pick look easy once again. These super high skilled maps in here. We've got No Mod 3 coming out. A banger from Spartan here. It's Jeff Williams featuring Casey Lee Williams. And Lamar Hall, significantly long difficulty name with the artists on here. For those of you that keep up with the tournament scene, this is actually a pick from Hippo Cup last iteration Ignite. This was a free mod in that tournament, funny enough, which
Really?
is, yeah. Hippo Cup, a tournament famously known for its extremely difficult, top of the line difficulty map pools, 8+ stars consistently. The lower diff was played in that tourney, but the star rating is almost exactly the same. Essentially, the only difference is the circle size. The map is exactly the same. And these players are about to experience, kind of what I would consider one of the higher BPM alternating picks that you could possibly play here. Requires a significant amount of cursor control and discipline with these high BPM awkward patterns in here. For those of you that know Spartan mapping, really uncomfortable aim style in a lot of these alternating maps.
Yeah, and you're already seeing mcy4 find some struggle. We can talk again about confidence in these picks. I'm starting to see it. mcy4 maybe not as confident as you might hope. Another miss right there.
Looking for any bits of trading between these two players here at the early start of the map, but it looks to be xootynator once again being the champion of the aim picks today. You don't think of Nomad 3 as kind of that classic aim pick, but when you pick it up in the BPM and she's ready to go on this, she is going to find a break. But mcy4, 300 combo up now. xootynator looking to maintain this lead for as long as possible, but it's going to be mcy4 with a massive combo now at one of the hardest sections of the maps coming up.
Yeah, holding through this entire Ki, look at the aim on this. It's so massive, and mcy4 finally hitting it, finding a stride with aim, where he's been struggling all match, hitting the whole Ki. It is now way in his favor. 200 combo above xootynator, and that scoreline is slowly coming over.
mcy4 has consistently been so good on these kind of dense, fast twitch kind of aim patterns here in this match. We saw something similar on Nomad 6, just being able to combo so much more confidently through those dense reading style aim patterns in here. And this map kind of, despite being a very snappy, patterned map, is very easily flow aimed through because of, how well these patterns move through the each different section. So you've got a couple of these back and forths, which requires you to snap between them, but a lot of this is just flowing through these wiggles, and mcy4 doing such a good job maintaining that consistency right now. But keep in mind, xootynator is right behind him. Nope, not anymore. As I say that, xootynator drops the 750 combo, and mcy4 has a significant amount of leeway now into the latter half of this pick. Look at that, 1,000 plus combo for mcy4.
That's going to be big. There could be a shift. When the vocalists change, the style of the map changes just a little bit, enough that it could throw mcy4 off, so we'll see.
Ooh, and the overaim. Got the guitar solo coming up now. Fairly difficult section of the map here, though. Remains fairly constant throughout, but more of these buzz sliders here. mcy4 maybe getting a little bit nervous, seeing a couple uncertainties, a little bit of shake in some of these aim patterns, but xootynator is not super close behind. The note density is there in the remainder of the map, but xootynator doesn't have a whole lot of combo right now. She's only up about 200 and not anymore, actually. She's now down. That final section of the map.
I think Zooty might have to FC the rest to make it. I'm not sure she will. And even if she does, she needs mcy4 to find another break. There's another break from xootynator. mcy4 hitting these back and forth patterns. That's exactly what I was concerned about. There it is! Oh, that was beautiful. mcy4 finally finding a break, but it doesn't matter. That is game, set, match for this map. mcy4, third point on the board now.
Look at that, into the ending for mcy4. Once again, maintaining about that 100,000 score lead into the ending of the map. Everything going significantly better off for mcy4. We kind of made that half prediction at the beginning of the match that, maybe this would be a little bit more contested with breakpoints based on how close that first map was, but mcy4 doing a great job of kind of locking in these second two picks to get 3 points on the board here. xootynator really hasn't been able to contest a pick ever since that first map from mcy4 on the Nomad 2. It's going to be Yori 0 for the Hard Rock 2. This is our Hard Rock precision pick in here, an extremely slider heavy, linear aim kind of controlled Hard Rock pick in here. Big point of difficulty on those sliders. Extremely easy to find a break on one of them, or even some linear aim patterns going across your screen here. We've seen how good xootynator looked on the Hard Rock 1 and how good she's been on these aim picks overall in this match. mcy4 hasn't been too far behind, but definitely did not look extremely close to xootynator on the Hard Rock 1 and BT1. But this map definitely switches it up a little bit. xootynator, traditionally known as the more confident Hard Rock player between the two here, and mcy4 is going to find a little bit of an early break on this one here as we get into the first of these slider patterns here. With xootynator going to miss that kind of density square, but he's going to hold up the combo a little bit better. As I say that, actually, accuracy drop and combo from her. Not as confident as she wanted to be at the start of this Hard Rock 2 map as mcy4 now takes a very early lead by a pretty confident margin here. 3% accuracy and higher combo. We're going to get into the first PI coming up soon now.
Yeah, this PI is going to determine everything. Once we break out of the symmetry, here we are. Now out of the symmetry, now it's mostly just the precision part. Nobody's going to break on those sliders again. And now here we are into the Ki, the kick slider jumps, and a break here could define it.
Oh, and it's another break from xootynator. You hate to see it. mcy4 potentially looking at what could be our first break point of this match so far. Halfway of the map remaining, and the density isn't super high, so unless xootynator starts to pull out some serious, combo, there really isn't much that she's going to be able to do to win this one. mcy4 has just been so much more consistent on this pick so far. One break could change that, though. We've got a big flow aim pattern coming up, and it's going to be xootynator and mcy4 to both break it, which only favors mcy4 more. It's going to be the first break point of our match. mcy4 going to be going up 4-2 on xootynator's Hard Rock 2 pick.
Yeah, this is something I thought for sure Zooty would win, but proving me wrong here. mcy4 taking it away here at the end of the map. I want to see if either of them hit this square stream. Both of them do. And that's going to be an mcy4 breakpoint, the first breakpoint of the match.
What are you supposed to do about that? You go into your own pick there with such a high level of confidence, like you should, and it just completely goes awry. Both players actually not quite able to combo through that confidently. 7 misses, and they were all pretty evenly spaced out across the map. Even mcy4 a little bit surprised to take the win on the Hard Rock 2 there. xootynator just not able to kind of put out the combo and aim consistency that we generally see from her on Hard Rock maps. And mcy4 is actually going to jump straight back into Hard Rock. We're going to go for the kind of flow aim Hard Rock now. Sapphire on Fire requires a little bit of finger control, a little bit of aim control. xootynator surprised to see mcy4 go back in for a Hard Rock. mcy4 not normally the type of player that we would see go for double Hard Rock in a row here. Generally would maybe start to see some of this DT pool being broken into, but potentially found an avenue into this match with some of these Hard Rock maps here. So Sapphire on Fire gonna be the map of choice to potentially consolidate a break point here for mcy4, or give it straight back to xootynator. That Hard Rock 2 could have completely been a fluke, or maybe Zooty not quite confident on anything besides, kind of the pure aim Hard Rock today.
Well, see, this map does benefit speed players just a little bit in how its rhythm is mapped, which of course is a bit of a downfall for Zooty, especially on Hard Rock, where she's not really going to be able to act it that well. So mcy4, I like the idea here with this pick.
certainly makes sense. You know, you got that Hard Rock 2 win. You also have that No Mod 6 win, which kind of, you know, couples in that kind of flow aim finger control style. But it's going to be mcy4 actually to have a little bit of trouble here at the early onset of the map. You're not quite able to maintain control with these cuts. xootynator is going to finally find a break relatively soon after mcy4 does. So not a huge score margin here between the two of them, only about 40,000. And it's an ACK lead for xootynator. She's going to be able to maintain it for a little while here.
Yeah, that miss aim on the screens from mcy4 was so huge, putting xootynator in a confident position. And now you're seeing both just drop 100s left and right, but mcy4 more so than xootynator. Zooty able to hold on to her ACK lead as mcy4 finds another break right there. Zooty breaks right after, but that's only going to benefit her, really.
Oh, tragic breaks for mcy4, not able to maintain a consistent combo at the ending here. And this is, you know, kind of what we saw similarly from xootynator on that Hard Rock 2, really just finding a lot of spaced out breaks here, not quite able to maintain that aim control confidently, a lot of breaking combo, a lot of missed opportunities here. And, you know, while mcy4 has started to build up a little bit of a combo here at the ending, a lot of damage has been done earlier on in the map, and unless we see some major breaks from xootynator, it's going to be dangerous. But xootynator finds a huge chain miss. Oh my god, she fell apart at the end of the map, and mcy4 is actually going to be able to close it out.
That's big. She was losing her ACK lead already, and then that chain miss sold it. mcy4 barely taking it back at the end.
Wow, the full chain miss at the ending of the map, and xootynator actually gives it away in the last 7 seconds of the map. She's not able to maintain her control on that last space stream, and mcy4 is just able to use the combo advantage into the ending of the map, and at the last possible second gives it away. It's going to be a consolidated break point for mcy4, now only 1 pick away from a match point. xootynator is going to go in for DVP. It's going to be the No Mod 7. She's going to try and bring this out. Well, a very interesting pick from her, actually. Not going to go for the hidden pool.
Yeah, that is interesting. She's also picking back into precision that has fast sliders, and I feel like we're right back where we started with the Hard Rock 2. She's got to be very careful about how she plays this. Circle size 9. These circles are tiny, and the sliders are still feeling it.
This is a dangerous pick for xootynator here. mcy4, you know, we won that Hard Rock 2, won the Hard Rock 3 in the last possible second as well. xootynator, you know, this type of picking strategy here is not something that we are unaccustomed to. You know, this kind of like panicked out of the box thinking picking strategy. It generally happens when, you know, you've maybe thought that you've exercised all your possible options here. So xootynator maybe branching out to an area we wouldn't normally see her in here. She's certainly not uncomfortable with precision normally, and she's going to make it look pretty okay at the beginning of the pick here, actually. Maybe a little bit more confident on this than she looked like on the previous Hard Rock picks, which is good. Definitely good for her. She obviously cannot let this map up without, you know, almost losing the match, borderline on match point. mcy4 picking a speed map and essentially closing it out. She needs to get a couple picks in a row here, and it looks very likely here. mcy4 not able to handle the CS9 precision on these sliders. xootynator going to find a little bit of an over aim on the slower section there, but we're approaching halfway through the map right now, and mcy4 has pretty much traded out every single break from xootynator.
You know, I'm thinking about the picks. I think it might be that each player thinks the other is going to win on tech, and so they're both refusing as hard as they can to pick it.
I agree. I mean, I'd be afraid to pick tech against, you know, either of these players if I was in their position as well. Both of them extremely well-versed and confident, and xootynator just coming out on top on the CS9 right now. I think, you know, this, unironically, there is, I think, a lot of subjectivity with tablet area or mouse area in this game. If there's one place I would say that full area would give you an advantage, it's precision like this. I mean, there is just no better alternative than having the downright precision of just having to move so far across your tablet and aim to a node. It removes so much of that uncertainty that small area has on these precise movements where you could, you know, maybe have to use smoothing to try and avoid some misaims here. mcy4 putting up a little bit of a combo towards the ending here, but xootynator has just done so much damage in the previous half of the map here. mcy4 going to find another slider brick at the end here, and that is just going to be it for xootynator. 350,000, a confident win for her, and another point on the board for her. She's going to stay in this for a little bit longer. However, she does need to take a break point in order to really get back into the swing of things here. If she wants to get right back into this, she ideally gets the break point now. mcy4 looking to maybe pull out a confident pick here to get match point, or may opt into saving it to try and win the match, assuming, you know, another break point comes out. But no, it's going to be the DT2. mcy4 is going to go for the speed burst map here. Gengauzo food, extremely stamina heavy, extremely speed gated. This is dangerous for xootynator now.
Yeah, xootynator needs to win on speed or she loses the match. There is DT2, DT3, and mcy4 all waiting there to take her down. She has to win on one of those.
You know, out of the two DT picks left, DT2 and 3, I would personally say that xootynator has a better chance of winning Gengauzo than she does winning DT3. So, based on what happens in this pick, you know, this is a very speed-oriented pick. It starts to get a little stamina-heavy at the ending with the, you know, constant bursts and streams here. But this map is very finger control heavy, very aim heavy as well. You know, you've got to be able to confidently aim to these patterns. And look at that, mcy4 with the first break on here as xootynator looks good through these, you know, kind of beginning patterns. And we could see maybe a flip of what we saw in Nomad 2, where she just combos through so much of the map that it makes it difficult. But no, xootynator already almost double tapping from the onset of the map. She's so unconfident with these longer bursts in this map that she's going to have to find so many breaks from mcy4 now into the latter half of the map, and it already doesn't look super good on the DT2. mcy4 going to find a break here, going to make it a little bit closer, but xootynator is going to have to kind of mash her way through a lot of this map to maintain connection. Both of these players struggling now.
Yeah, the score lead is back over to xootynator temporarily, but she finds a break right there. I don't know.
Oh, gosh. She has the accuracy lead, which is actually going to be a big point to have in her favor. Now, she had the combo lead, and the difference on the Nomad 2 was actually the accuracy lead for mcy4. If mcy4 gives up the accuracy on this DT2, this could go in xootynator's favor. She finds a break, but it's 300 combo in favor of mcy4, putting the work in to try and get rid of that early lead from xootynator at the beginning, and it's working out as xootynator finds a couple more misses. A lot of slider breaks here as well. That accuracy lead is now gone, and mcy4 making the ending of this map look so much more doable than the beginning of it, and xootynator not able to hold a combo, and that might just be it for this DT2. The pick that she needed to win is not going to go in her favor, and she has now entered do-or-die territory in the ending of the match here. mcy4 forcing match point by 100,000. And that's going to be the win on the DT2 for mcy4. xootynator not looking good now at the ending of this match. 1 point to victory for mcy4.
xootynator's back is thoroughly against the wall right now. She needs to be very, very careful about how she plays these next couple maps, or it won't even be a couple maps. It will just be this hidden 4.
Really an unfortunate situation for xootynator. You know, you typically see her so confident, so consistent in these late stage tournament matches, and you know, her losing Hard Rock 2 and 3 honestly was the difference between her potentially winning and losing this match. You almost never see xootynator that not confident on a Hard Rock pool. She looks so good on the Hard Rock 1, and then Hard Rock 2 and 3 just went completely awry. She does return to the hidden pool, maybe a little bit more of a confident area for her now. It's a smart place to go to. She always looks so good at these textile flow aim hidden maps and tournaments. And, you know, maybe we said the same thing about Hard Rock. I think this has, you know, maybe stays a little bit more true to that than Hard Rock. So I think we can expect to see another point on the board for her here before mcy4 potentially pulls out that DT3 pick. But she needs this. This is, you know, this is the 4 to 6 point here. She needs to win 2 more picks after it without losing a single map. So, you know, when I say this is do or die time for her, It is. This is, you know, she can literally not lose a map. mcy4 going to find a very early break on this, which is already going to be a good start for xootynator here. You cannot find early breaks against xootynator on flow aim hidden picks. You need to maintain connection to the hard sections and the key eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at the act difference as well. xootynator at 97 until just a second ago. mcy4 just barely climbing up to 94. It is xootynator favorite, and here we go into the key eye. This is going to be a big defining factor for this match here.
A little concerned about the accuracies for both players here, but, you know, combo is king on this map. These difficult aim patterns coming up now. Maintaining visual with where your cursor is, being able to go with these back and forths here, and mcy4 is going to be the one who's not able to maintain it, and xootynator is going to make it into the first 1/6 burst section with the first key eye done and over with. We're going to get into the next chorus section coming up here. And xootynator, if she is able to make it through this section here into the slider heavy section, I'd say she is pretty poised to win this pick just based on combo alone. Here we go into the sliders. No miss aims. Couple of overlaps here. Potential for some misreads, but not too much here. These aren't as difficult as they look. xootynator doing a little bit of cursor dancing here, which unironically does sometimes help with these overlapping sliders here, just so you don't over-aim or under-aim these. It's easy to get complacent with some of these, you know, kind of linear aim patterns, but she's going to maintain the combo. We got the back and forth section here. xootynator lost a lot of combo on some back and forths in earlier picks of this match, but she's looking a lot more confident on these ones here. mcy4 putting up a 500 plus, now 600 plus combo, but xootynator still with that full combo. Halfway through the map now.
Yeah, look at this confidence from xootynator right now. This is the exactly the pick she needed right here.
All right, what are the predictions for the second half of the map here? It's pretty much a repeat of the first half.
Well, there we go. There's my prediction. A repeat of the first half. I think xootynator's just going to keep holding. I don't really see mcy4 taking the map back at this point. I think it's on mcy4 to just think about next map.
One more difficult aim section before we get into kind of the flow part once again at the ending. This map does have a bit of an outro as well, and there goes mcy4 again, and that's just going to be it. Doesn't matter what xootynator does. She does find a miss on the 1/3 pattern, actually, the stacked 1/3, but it really doesn't matter too much. Final quarter of the map, xootynator has already put up an extremely impressive hidden score on Cardinal Rave here. This map is so difficult when you add in mods on this. Usami maps known for their difficulty here. This map actually only has 2 hidden full combos, and one of them is xootynator, so she was going to be good at this pick straight from the start. And that is going to be an extremely confident win for xootynator on one of her final picks, potentially, here. She's got 2 remaining in the match. This was one of them. She needs to win mcy4's pick now and then win her own immediately after. This match is far from over, but it's going to be a start. xootynator, 3 points in a row that she needs. She's currently 1 for 3. She needs to go 3 for 3. We've got the final slider coming out here, and that is a secured victory. 98.36% accuracy. Extremely impressive from xootynator. 700,000 plus score. Doing exactly what she needs to do on this hidden 4 pick. And it's mcy4. Are we thinking the DT3?
It's gotta be, right?
Right?
Yep.
There it is. Oh, I am beyond nervous for xootynator on this pick. She has to win this pick. There's no other way to put this. She must win DT3 in order to bring this match to tiebreaker. And if I'm mcy4, I'm pretty nervous for this because xootynator's got a lot of maps available to her left in this pool, and the Palace of Melancholia tiebreaker pick is pretty aim heavy. So you're in a pretty tough spot here if you're mcy4. You know, you're confident because you're on match point on a DT3 pick, but you also have to worry about what potentially happens if you don't win this pick. But xootynator has not looked good on the tapping maps today, necessarily.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, this is terrifying. This DT3 will absolutely mean everything. The start command is in. Here we go. Potentially the final map. Potentially continuing to pave the road to a tiebreaker.
I'm so nervous right now. 273 BPM for a minute and 20 seconds on a speed pick here with some longer bursts coming out here. This is truly a test of the speed ability. Neither player able to hold it at the beginning of this. xootynator clearly not comfortable with the tapping at the beginning. It already doesn't look good for her. 92% accuracy for mcy4. Dare I say it, this pick may be over straight from the beginning. It's over a 10% accuracy lead. Oh no.
Yeah, a lot needs to happen on the MCY side for Zooty to get any ground, and I don't know if she will. The map's already halfway over, and look at that. mcy4 with a near exact percent lead now.
Damn, halfway through the map already, and xootynator has already been left in the dust to pick up the scraps of the DT3 at the finger control section here. mcy4 just far too confident with his finger control. Look at that speed ability. So impressive from mcy4, and xootynator just a little bit out of her wheelhouse right now, and that is going to be it. mcy4 gonna be your champion of the losers finals. Into the final stream patterns of Bird Sprite Awakening of Light, and xootynator has been knocked down to the last chance bracket. mcy4 against all odds winning these losers bracket matches, and in a slightly less dominant fashion than we saw before, will be taking the win 7-4 over xootynator. She now falls to last chance bracket, and mcy4 advances to the winners bracket in order to face off against our upper bracket finalist, Malashevsky. The Polish train has not been able to be stopped by any player thus far, as of recent, not just in this tournament, but in almost every single one of them. mcy4 got his work cut out for him, as does xootynator in the last chance bracket.
Yeah, we'll see. It's weird. I definitely didn't expect mcy4 winning 7-4 over xootynator. I would have thought mcy4 winning would have been like going to a tiebreaker, but proving me wrong here. mcy4 playing amazingly today.
And it really was just the unfortunate difference of xootynator losing both of those Hard Rock picks, you know, losing her own as well as mcy4's on that Hard Rock 3. You know, winning even one of those picks was the difference between her potentially going to tiebreaker and getting knocked down to the last chance bracket. Unfortunately, not going her way, and mcy4 with an extremely impressive performance today in this match proved that he was the better player. Silas, xootynator, Enri, and Bartek going to be your 4 players so far in the last chance bracket. The only player remaining to be seen is the loser of Malashevsky versus mcy4. So maybe a dangerous spot for those last chance bracket players here. mcy4 going to try and go back for another run there. xootynator, possibly a chance for redemption on that, but it's going to be Malashevsky versus mcy. Not a guaranteed outcome yet, as strong as Malashevsky has looked. mcy4 has been putting up some stellar performances in these matches. Any predictions for what that match potentially has in store for us?
You know, I'm looking at the score lines of all the past Malashevsky matches, and I almost just want to say 7-2. But I also want to be nicer to mcy4 than that, because mcy4 has looked incredible. So, you know what? 7-4 in Malashevsky's favor is what I think that match is going to be.
That is going to be 7 hours from now at 0 UTC. A quite late match for Malashevsky, might I add. mcy4 definitely playing fairly early in the morning. Malashevsky playing extremely late at night. UTC. Oh, that is just completely wrong. I've been obliterated. Everything, it's all lying to me. It's doomed. It's at 13 UTC. It's doomed for me. 13 UTC, everybody. That is wrong. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the bracket. 13 UTC Sunday. Be here. I will say it again. 13 UTC Sunday is when the grand finals matches. Please do not listen to a single word that I have just said. 13 UTC Sunday. Thank you. That's my correction for today. So about 20 hours from now. So a much better time for both of our players. But best of luck to both of them in that matchup, and a well played from xootynator. Best of luck to her and the rest of our last chance bracket participants. You know, leaves a lot to be said for the remainder of this the matches here on a very difficult pool with some very talented players. But that is it's going to be it for us for a little bit. We are going to pause the broadcast. Make sure you go back, watch the VODs if you would like to. We also have videos, I believe, being uploaded of all the previous round matches from the previous weekends. If you want to go take a look at what this tournament has had in store for you. A lot of impressive play, a lot of amazing scores coming out from all of our very talented player pool. But that's going to be it for us for a little while here. We'll see you in almost exactly a day from now, 20 hours, 13 UTC Sunday, not 0. But we'll take a break for now. I have been Chili Repair. He has been Titanic. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by for our broadcast today of the Losers Finals. Best of luck to mcy4 and Malashevsky in the Grand Finals, and we will see you all for that match. Take care.